Hey guys! So we're going to go ahead and get started. Just make sure you of course have your pencil and eraser and a Sharpie. And then whatever you're going to color with, I am going to use my markers that I love so much. But you can use colored pencils or crayons if you do not have markers at home. So I'm going to roll up my sleeve and let's get started. Now, in order to draw the head, I'm going to start with a circle, just as my basic head shape. But I don't want to make it too close to the bottom because then I'm going to have all of this room in the background that I need to fill in. So I'm going to make it a little close to the top, but still leaving a space above my head. Now, it can be really hard to try and draw a perfect circle on the first try. So what I do is I kind of just keep going around and around until I get a circle that I kind of like, and then I just go ahead and erase the lines that I don't need. So don't feel like you have to make it perfect the first time. Just literally keep drawing a circle over and over again until you get something that you like, and then erase the lines that you no longer need. So now we're going to draw our chin halfway from our circle. So I'm just starting on one side with a curved line that comes down to the middle, and same thing on the other side, just a curved line that comes down to a point, because remember Tim Burton has those pointed narrow shapes, or narrow heads. Alright, next step is just something that I do to help me make sure I get my eyes in the right spot. And what I do is I draw a line very lightly that goes up and down my head, and then I draw another one from side to side. The reason you want to draw them lightly is because you're not going to keep them there. They're just really to help you make sure you put things in the right spot. Let's get that big round eye in there. So we're going to have one on both sides of that straight line that's going up and down. So draw one big round eye. And that goes right over that line that we just drew, going across our face. We're going to draw it nice and round. Remember, the bigger and the more creepy and eerie it is, the more like Tim Burton it is. And we're going to create a nose right underneath where our eyes finish. So it should be in the middle of your face, but below your eyes. Now for me, I kind of just do like a V-shaped when I'm trying to do a Tim Burton nose. So something like that is totally fine. And then our lips are going to go across that bottom line of our circle, so where our circle finished. I'm just redrawing like a curve here for the smile. And then I'm going to draw some lips. If you're a guy and I don't want to draw lips, even though I have lips in real life, then you could, of course, just maybe even do like a Jack Skellington sort of smile where he has those stitches go across. Gonna add these pupils into my eyes. And I'm pretty much done with the features. I can go ahead and something I love are the lines that he has underneath their eyes, almost like they haven't slept in years. And then don't forget to add in some eyebrows, of course, because this is, after all, a self-portrait, and you do kind of want it to look like you, even though we're exaggerating the proportions a little bit and making it in another artist's style. Alright, next up, I'm using this horizontal line again to show me where my ear should start. So I'm going to draw the curve, or the top curve of my ear right there. And same thing on the other side. Now remember, if you're having trouble following along, feel free to pause the video as many times as you need to. We're going to go ahead and start with the neck. So the neck, of course, is going to go underneath your chin. But because we want it to be Tim Burton style, we're making it super long and skinny. See how I'm having it curve in? And I'm drawing it down much longer than it is in real life, and just using a curved line to finish it off. Go ahead and add some shoulders. Now again, we have this very narrow body when we're talking about Tim Burton, so I'm just drawing them almost just like a curved line and then down off the edge of my paper. And I'm going to add some stripes onto that shirt just because, you know, I do love me some striped shirts. Alright, now let's get some hair in here because I don't want to be bald. So I'm going to start with my side part, give it a little swoop-de-whoop around the top of my head. Of course, if you're a guy, you might just leave it like this so that it's only covering the top of your head. Or, you know, you could put on a hat, whatever you want to do. But my hair is a little longer, so I'm going to make sure that it comes down below my ears and behind my back. Okay, so now I'm all done with my portrait. I mean, there's nothing else that I have to add here, except I might decide to add in a little bit of details that remind me of Tim Burton. So I'm thinking Sally, how she has the stitches, you know, she's that sewn together monster from Nightmare Before Christmas. If you don't want to add anything, you don't have to. But go ahead and start adding some spooky details in the background. You don't have to do exactly what I do, but anything that looks Halloweeny, maybe like a cemetery or a pumpkin patch. Alright, now that that's all finished, I'm going to grab my Sharpie and outline my entire drawing. Choo! Oh, wow, look at that. All done. Let me just go back in and erase any pencil lines that I still have to make it nice and neat before I start coloring. Alright, so I'm going to use my markers for this. If you don't have markers, you can totally just use colored pencils or crayons. Doesn't really matter. It's totally up to you. Now, I really like the whole gray color scheme that Tim Burton's characters have, especially in movies like Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie. So I think instead of going for real life colors, I'm going to go for a kind of grayish, washed out color scheme. You don't have to go for real life colors, even if you don't want to do gray. You could also just have like green skin if you want to go for a zombie-ish look, or blue skin if you want to look like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Alright, so I'm all finished with my character. Now I can just go ahead and color in my background however I want. Again, I didn't use real life colors on my character, so I'm not going to use real life colors in my background either. Just want to have fun and make it look as spooky and cool as possible. Alright, woohoo, all finished. You can see that I have my Tim Burton styled self-portrait because it looks a lot like the things that he has in his movies. I have this spooky background, those big wide eyes, small nose and mouth, narrow face, long neck, and just try to make it cool and Halloweeny. So have fun, I can't wait to see what yours look like. Good luck!